as the sun, I feel what you don't say. Scorpio moon, I see through the gray. I'm tuned to your soul, I read the unseen. 8th house mind, 12th house dreams. Tarot in my hands, planets in my sight. I decode the dark, turn shadow to light. Every chart's a mirror, every transit a sign. The past, the now, the future, all intertwined. I'm here for your healing, your truth, your rebirth. Reading your stars, reminding your worth. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Danyell, your favorite tarot reader. Astrologer divine, reading the natal chart, breaking down the science.
Hello, welcome. It is me, Danyell Carmelita, your favorite tarot reader and astrologer 2026. It's not a quiet year, it is a turning point. This is the year of identity shifts. This is about relationships reset and a lot of power moves for you individually or the collective. I talked about the collective already, but now we are going to talk about you because in this video, we are going to talk about the 2026 horoscopes and I'm going to break it down for each zodiac sign. I would suggest for you to look at your sun, your rising, and your moon in any particular order. If you don't know your moon or your rising, you can go ahead and check out your sun. But what's up with that? Why don't you know your other big three? And if it's because you don't know your birth time, that's fine. But there's ways you can even discover that, okay? But this is the astrology you need to hear before the year unfolds. So let's get into it. Before we get into it, though, you're going to do your job. Your one job is to thumbs up. Your one job is to share. If you're listening to this via podcast, you are going to share this content, okay? Because that is you tipping me, showing me my flowers, showing that you love astrology and you're excited that you are getting your horoscope available for you for free. Now, also, if you want extras, okay, if you want some free stuff, click the link in the bio and you shall receive. I have a free reading for you. I also have a newsletter that I would love for you to join. It is free. You get your weekly transits. So this week, I'm doing a live, and normally I do the weekly transits. I've already done the month transits, and it's broken down, for day to day. But in my newsletter, you get the weekly transits, okay? And you get even some bonus tips, and that is for free for you. So go ahead and click that link. And also it helps me stay in touch with you. And then lastly, if you want to join my community because you want extra stuff, there I have daily free readings. I have extra readings. These are tarot readings. I also break down a lot of things in astrology, and they get early content. So they got the transits for the year already. And not only did they get the transits, but they got the best days to do an event, the best days to make money, the best days for business and love within this year. And they get that even within a month. Okay. So that is what we have, the bonus content. And there's more. There's ebooks, all that. There's so many things, videos. There's so many things on there. So go ahead and check out that. Now let's talk about why you're here for this video. If you are listening to this, if you're listening to this via podcast, welcome to this episode. And let's talk about the signs who are going to have the most challenge this year or who's going to be winning this year, okay? Now, signs that will have major growth and visibility will be the Leos. Jupiter is entering Leo this year. So Leos, you're going to have a lot of success, a lot of recognition, leadership, some confidence. Also, we have the South Node happening in Leo. So a lot of releasing of things if you have Leo placements. Now we have Aquarius for you. Aquarius, you guys are going to have a destiny shift, a life direction, energy, maybe even relationships. There's going to be a sense of purpose for you. We have the North Node happening in a sign of eclipse. So that also the North and South Node represents a lot of eclipse. North Node represents eclipse season as well. So a lot of that. And Aquarius, we have Pluto in Aquarius for you guys having some intensity and a lot of transformations, not just this year, but ongoing. So just get ready for that. Geminis, for you guys, we have innovation, learning, media, business growth. Uranus is entering Gemini and it will be there for a few years, but you guys will be getting a lot of thinking out of the box and a lot of surprises your way. Libras, 2026, relationship reset and clarity, a lot of harmony and balance redoing for you. Venus will be retrograding. Okay, now Tauruses, money and security, self-worth and restructuring, because we not only have that Venus retrograding in Scorpio, but it will be retrograding, not retrograding in Taurus, but just reset because of the Venus retrograding in Scorpio and where it will be placed. And then it will be squaring Jupiter and the South Node and North Node. So just get ready for a lot of financial things for you this year. Scorpios, Venus retrograding in your sign, a lot of interesting things happening when in regards to love and trust. Jupiter in Leo will be squaring some energies for you. So get ready for that. A lot of overdoing and overpromising. Cancers, balancing emotions and needs and ambition will be the big thing for you. And Capricorns, redefining authority and legacy. Sagittarius, a lot of we have oppositions with Uranus happening for you. So a lot of things moving fast or things that are very surprising for you. Now, yeah, so just get ready. Maybe some belief updates or rethinking some stuff. Pisces and Virgos, Uranus and Gemini. And don't worry, I'll get a little bit more detail. Challenges with surprises in social media and communication and travel. So, yeah, just get ready for that. Aries. Now, this one's a big one for you guys because we have Saturn and Neptune entering Aries. So, identity rebirth and leadership, maybe a new era, especially with these two big planets re entering in your sign. Aries can be very successful. There could be some leadership roles, a lot of personal reinvention happening, maybe stepping into your authority, just being very serious, and a lot of lessons. Karma could be coming back. Best advice is don't rush, ground everything, and it will be fine. I also, too, we'll get into all the details of each sign, and I'll put some zodiac for you guys. I mean, some tarot cards. Now, I want to talk about some Saturn returns happening because Saturn is entering zodiac sign, Aries. It was already entering Aries, but when I was doing like personal readings, I realized a few people have Saturn returns, and I never address it here. So if you were born 1996, 1998, Saturn is going to return for you. 1967 to 1969, Saturn is going to, you're going to have a Saturn return as well. In 1938, 1940, Saturn return for you guys as well. Okay, so just this will be stronger for you, Saturn entering Aries, and others. You will be feeling some new lessons, some new karma. Yeah, and the positive thing about Saturn, it's a very it's a very malefic planet, meaning it's not the positive planet. However, once you learn the lesson, once you go through the delays and the struggles and the limitations, you will come out it better. Yeah, so like my personal Saturn return was really poverty for some people. I do live in a first world country, so it's not really poverty to a lot, but just redefining who I am, changing my career, and really letting loose of materialism and really focusing on my family. And that ended up being the best for me. Now, at the time, I'm an adaptable person, so I have a lot of mutable signs, so it was fine for me. Maybe a struggle for a husband, though, but I just want you to know that that is Saturn return. Some people take it hard, some people don't. Also depends on if you're born in the daytime and the nighttime. Okay, if you're born in the daytime, maybe the Mars would be more of an issue than the Saturn. Okay, now let's get into the each zodiac sign, okay? And now we are going to start with our Aries. Should I put it up with the chart? Let's put it up with the chart so you guys can see, get the visual aid of what's going on here. Let me actually start it off. We'll just start off in January, and maybe we'll do January 1st actually. Let's go to January 1st. And we will get it started so you guys can understand what's going on. Let me pull it back to, oops, Aries here. Oh, wait. There we go. All right. So, Aries, we're going to start with you. Are you ready to rumble? Okay. Successfully, identity and leadership and reinventing yourself will be happening for you. Actually, I don't like this placement. So, we're going to go a month in. Actually, we're going to go a few more months. Ugh. Okay. Yeah, we'll do this. Okay, so let me go back to the Aries here. Okay, so Aries, we have these planets entering Aries here. This happens to be Aries season. this chart here. But the challenge for you in 2026 is burnout and maybe being a little impulsive. Advice is, though, to lead with clarity, not to get angry, and choose conscious courage. A lot of lost in the sauce, a lot of confusion. You really want to tap into your intuition and spirituality. This is not the time this year to get addicted to anything, and that's just not substance abuse or drugs. But you're also talking about the sex industry or the porn industry. You're also talking about binge watching stuff. So just be aware of any type of addiction. But this is not going to be a light year for you. Because this is entering your first house here, these two planets here are going to enter your first house. There's going to be a lot of like questioning of who you are, a lot of dissolving of the ego. Sun re-entering Aries is a reality check. It's about being accountable for your actions. You're going to feel frustrated. You're going to feel some delays. You're going to have a feeling of being blocked. You're going to feel like things are slowing down for you. You feel like you're going to be tested or authority figures are coming for you. Be nice to the police or any leadership with uniforms. Just be aware of that. But this is about endurance. This is about authority when it comes to details. Okay, so following the rules is what I really mean for that. And this is also about long term energy, not short term energy. So that Aries needs to be patient, that Aries energy, without losing its fire, while losing its passion, right? Now you have that Neptune in that same house for you. And Neptune in Aries is going to dissolve the way you used to be. The ego is going to dissolve any type of like, I am the hero and I know it all. All that is going to be gone. Okay. So any kind of confusion could be happening. You could be feeling fatigue. You could be feeling insecure. A lot of maybe losing motivation, and that Neptune is going to be in that house to invite you to be more spiritual, to be to use your intuition, to think about your purpose and not just the ego, and a lot of compassion. This is a very charitable placement, maybe charity coming your way or you giving to charity. Also to like being aware of your sense of calling, this your identity in the soul. That is what you get with that. So yeah, so the impulsiveness, be aware of that. This is all about alignment and true alignment. What is your true destiny? um Aries, what do we see? Aries thrive when leadership with integrity, committing to a calling. There's going to be a lot of acting without clarity for you, fighting unnecessary battles, but you need to be your own mentor. You need to be the initiator. You need to commit to anything that is calling for your purpose. Just be aware of that. You might be losing some motivation, but you need to tap into that spirituality when that happens. Pause before reacting. Ask why before acting. Rest without guilt. Let identity evolve naturally. There's going to be change for you for sure. This is somewhat of a Saturn return, but it's more dealing with your identity and the self. Also, to a lot of imbalances with the relationship, your business partner. More focus on the self. Okay, so be aware of that. Also, too, Venus will be retrograding in your seventh house. So, if you are in a relationship, if you have a partner, there could be an issue there. Also, too, for this year in 2026. Also, too, not only just in relationships and partnerships, but even like if you are mirroring someone or reflecting someone, there could be some issues there. And then, like copycat someone, or even if you seek a therapist, there could be some imbalancing there. This is also the house of law and justice and fairness, and there's going to be a lot of redoing and repeating with that situation. But partners can be coming up, an ex could be coming to visit you, or maybe there's some relationship patterns that hasn't been healed, and that could be repeating itself. Tension between independence, a lot of independence here energy versus the partner. Okay, yeah, so that Aries energy wants to lead, it wants to be independent, it wants to be impulsive, it wants to act independently, it wants to prioritize the self, and that Venus and Libra is going to challenge that, so get ready for that. Major issues with relationships. If you're single, it could be an old crush coming your way, or an old pattern in regards to relationship, or like the other matters, it could be something with aesthetics, arts and creativity. But if you're in a relationship, this may most likely be dealing with relationships. Also, could be dealing with inner harmony and having some issues. I put the dates of everything of what happened in a video before, but you want to slow down in regards to relationships and decisions. Don't chase anything that's you're trying to have validation for. Absorb any patterns that is coming up instead of reacting. Practice emotional balance as well, and choose balance over impulsivity. Okay. Don't jump back into any old relationship. That's not going to work. Um, don't try to forcing clarity too quickly could be an issue, and dominating conversations or relationships could be an issue too. Yeah, and have some emotional accountability as well. Okay. Now, let me see what else we have for you. Again, work on impulsivity. Now, Jupiter is going to enter Leo. It's going to enter your house of fun and being like a kid. And it also, too, is going to trine this energy. So there's going to be a lot of abundance and luck coming for you. Anything that's trining is very positive, but there's going to be confidence, creativity, leadership, recognition, some opportunities coming your way. You're going to be maybe really creative with the self, or maybe even a short romance is going to be fun. But there will be some visibility. Maybe the Jupiter is also in charge of higher learning. It's also in charge of wisdom. It's also in charge of the publication of something. So, like if you're on social media or have a platform or a podcast, but it's really creative, and it will be in a sign Leo. So it's like everyone look at me kind of energy. So that is what we have for all of my Aries for the year of 2026. Let me pull a card for you guys. Let's see what else we have. Let me see if we have any questions. If you guys have any questions for your sign, please put it up. So this year we have the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords is betrayal and deceit. Be ready for that in 2026. Someone being dishonest, someone scheming. Or maybe it could be you being very strategic. Now, because you have Neptune in that first house, I would think that there's some deceitfulness happening, because that Neptune does represent deceit and secrets and like having the illusion of something. It's a great year for you to be not achieving, but for you receiving a lot of things. We have the Six of Pentacles. There's going to be giving, maybe some generosity. Remember I said charity? Maybe you're doing charity of some sort. And then lastly, we have the Knight of Swords. We don't have any major arcanas, so 2026 won't be too intense for you. But we do have the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is having some clarity, and I'm really speaking the truth and studying the truth and knowing the truth. Very ambitious, a lot of fast energy, a lot of success, driven success. I'm very assertive, very direct. Again, impatient energy, very fast. Beware of that for 2026. But it's also very daring, and it's very focused, and it's very honest. So that is the positive side for that too. All right. I will see you guys next time. Bye. Okay, Taurus, let's see what we have for you. Let me pull up the chart here. And let's go on to Taurus. Okay, Taurus, successfully in 2026, we have a lot of skill building, a lot of long-term wealth energy. Challenges is could be, of course, because Taurus don't like change, but letting go and stepping out of for your comfort zone, stepping out of your comfort zones. Okay, upgrade your value system. Stability must evolve. Okay, 2026 is going to be the year of purification. It's going to be a year of pressure. You won't be feeling comfortable. There's going to be evolutions of your values, power, money, and your self-worth. Why do I say that? Because Uranus enters that second house of what you value, finances, the banks, and also stability. A lot of surprises and change is going to be coming your way with that. Pluto also is in Aquarius, and Pluto's in Aquarius in your house of your public image and your career. Power struggles with authorities and systems and institutions. Maybe there is a change in direction when it comes to career and your public identity, especially when it comes to this finances. Maybe there's pressure to evolve. Or maybe you lose control where you want to have stability. That could be a possibility. Venus is going to be retrograding. In the seventh house, and then it's going to be retrograding in the sixth house. Both of these houses here. When you have it in the seventh house, I find that to be more important. It would be opposing yourself, and that's going to be in the house of relationships. So you could be having some issues with relationships, maybe some difficult conversations, a lot of miscommunication as well, because Mercury is going to be retrograding in Scorpio over here as well. So relationship issues, power struggles in love. Maybe there's some finances here and it's money that you owe or something like that because it's in the sign Scorpio. But be aware, this will be like, I think around October. I put the dates on the previous video, but don't rush any response. Avoid stubborn silence. Clarify instead of defending, especially when Mercury is retrograding. When that Venus is retrograding, because it'll be retrograding at the same time, reevaluate trust and loyalty and intimacy. Now, Jupiter will enter Leo in the house of home, and then it's going to square this Taurus energy, which is your rising energy or your sun or your moon. So just be aware that Jupiter is a planet of abundance. So when it's squaring, it means it could overdo something or overpromise. Maybe you're overspending. Maybe you're. It's something though that's dealing with your past. You're overdoing something from your past. Be aware of that because it's in a sign in that fourth house. Now, Saturn and Neptune will be in the house of healing for you. Maybe this is spiritual healing. Maybe there's some forgiveness, some closure, some releasing. This is also the house of ending and death as well. So there could be not just a physical death, but there could be a physical death, but there could also be not a death of you. And I don't mean to put that fear out there, but just a death of a business, a death of something that you can't touch kind of energy. Okay. So something more than just like a physical body. But again, this is solitude, not loneliness, but you may be feeling lonely, but you really need to seek solitude, letting go of any resentment, because this is the house of forgiveness and healing as well. Taurus, it will be more for you to process your grief and to heal your own wounds and find peace without being forced. This is a great time for spirituality, religion, meditation, yoga, retreats, any type of spiritual practice. Also, too, therapy would be really good. I mean, this is more of the therapy placement, but we all need it, but it's through a very spiritual arena kind of energy. Okay. And then what else do we have? Uranus entering the second house, sudden changes in income, new ways of making money. Maybe you're shifting what you truly value. Financial surprises could be happening, monetizing skills and ideas differently because this is the planet of intellectual energy. But you have to be very adaptable with your finances or whatever you value. You may not value finances. Also, like the throat, the voice, that could be changing, but you could be learning a new skill or thinking differently about what you really what's really worth things. Okay. Now, great seasons for you. Every time is any type of earth season. So like Capricorn season, there's a major glow up for you. Virgo season is a time for you to be strong and be productive. Both of those seasons really work well during the Taurus season. So just be aware of that. And then key advice, don't cling to what's expiring. Avoid the ego driven spending. Choose peace over control. Tap into spirituality. Use your intuition. 2026 challenges for you is going to release control, healing, a lot of forgiveness, redefine what security means for you. Okay. Let me pull some cards for you guys, all of my Tauruses. We have a card in reverse and we have the Three of Cups in reverse. Again, this is a lot of solitude for you guys. This is someone who's not going to be partying a lot. Maybe you're independent. Yeah, just be aware of that. I think too, you're going to be releasing some friends as well. Let's see what other cards we have for my Tauruses. We have the Four of Swords, resting the tongue, not speaking so much, thinking before you talk. I know that's more that third house placement communication, but that Uranus in Gemini could be maybe you were someone who is very talkative, but now maybe what you value is the word, and now you're going to be thinking more. Also, too, this is solitude. This is peace. This is meditation. That's going to be coming your way in 2026. Ooh, this is amazing. Queen of Cups. So yeah, it's going to be a very spiritual year for you, Tauruses. And you guys are earth signs, so you like practicality, but the Queen of Cups is very spiritual, very intuitive, very compassionate, very loving. Also, there's a lot of forgiving. There's a lot of healing. There's a lot of support. A lot of using your intuition and not using your words. So a lot of prayer. Okay, so you're really going to be tapping into your spirituality this year. That's a great year because when you learn about your spirituality, and a lot of people want love and money, but when you really tap into the love of self and the love of oneness and compassion, you start to see the world in a different light. Okay, makes me think of this book called Oneness. Is by this author named Raha. I don't know her last name, but it's a blue cover and it's oneness. It embodies that energy of what you guys are going to. So I would suggest you to read that. All right. I will see you guys next time. Bye. Okay. So now let's go into my Geminis. Hello, Geminis. Welcome. Ooh, Geminis. Uranus is re-entering our first house. So this is going to be a successful year of communication, business, media, a lot of surprises coming your way. There could be some challenges mentally, or you're overloaded mentally, you're moving too fast. Focus on multitasking though. That would be really great with this energy here. 2026 is going to be a reinvention year for you. It's about you thinking outside of the box. It's about you using your voice. It's about you and your direction. It's changing rapidly. You're going to be about the future. You're going to be the messenger. You may be the connector this year. You may be very innovative this year. Uranus entering that first house is sudden identity shifts, changing your appearance, changing your brand, changing your self presentation, a strong desire to live being authentic. Breaking free from any type of label. You're going to really be thinking outside of the box and reinventing how you show up in a world. And Uranus is going to be very positive with this Pluto here, which is in the ninth house for you. The ninth house and Pluto is about beliefs, it's about education, it's about teaching, how you're learning, the wide world web, even astrology, but travel to the world. So global and cultural awareness together with this Gemini, with this Uranus and Pluto energy, powerful mental upgrades, influence through ideas and messaging, authority in intellectual and digital spaces, ability to shape and change the narrative. Also, too, like learning and changing your philosophies about something. And it really helps you to have the intellectual energy of how you want to present yourself in the world. But people really looking at you on the stage if you do something broadcasting or like on through the internet. But really traveling is really great too, but you learning something through your travels, and this is learning something new. The basics of learning. Now Jupiter in Leo, it will enter that third house. Again, a strong year of communication. And you guys are Gemini risings already, but content creation, social media, teaching, writing, positive aspects for you writing the book and you publishing a book as well, while Pluto is in that ninth house. Not saying that it's going to be published next year, but the energy there will be intensity and some big themes of publishing. But local opportunities for you as well. There's going to be great blessings coming your way when it comes to early education and your community, even your siblings will have a lot of blessings. Saturn and Neptune, it enters that 11th house of friendships, of networking. There's going to be some grounded, big ideas happening here. Maybe you're turning your dreams into systems. This is turning your dreams into reality, and it's going to be about your future or technology or space or math or a network of friends or a social group of some sort, maybe even an online business. This could be dealing with AI, media, education. But very positive at the same time because it's sextiling Uranus, it's sextiling even your rising sign or your sun sign or your moon sign. This is positive, and sextile is something that you have to work. God put the energy out there. You just have to say yes and actually do it. Okay, so don't say no. Keep the doors open. Be flexible, especially with this energy all by your personal planet. Be adaptable. Be ready for unexpected events. So they may not be looking positive, but they are because this is sextiling. The Jupiter and Leo. A lot of positive energy for you. It's a great year for you, okay? Especially in technology, innovation, the future, collaboration, platforms. You may be a little scattered. You may be feeling like you're doing too much and multitasking or a lot of mental overload, like I said earlier. But just focus your ideas. Communicate, because that really works well for you this year. Invest in learning in some new tech skills or something dealing with the future or something that's really creative. And choose your platforms wherever you, if you are working online or just anything. A lot of jobs are online. I'm gonna have to close my window in a minute, but collaboration also will work really good. But speak with authority and clarity, not just being curious, because some, this Gemini energy is very nosy happening. Best way for you to be successful this year is to be early to trends. If you feel like, oh, this is new but no one's done it, do it. Okay. Owning your voice, speaking with clarity, staying flexible, but also discipline at the same time. Okay. So let's see what cards we have for you. We have the judgment card for you. There is going to be either your true calling coming your way. Also, too, this is a final decision. This is a wake up call. Yeah, your life purpose. There's an awakening. Ooh, this makes me think of this too. An awakening happening for you. You're going to go two of wands, a new journey. But you're learning a lot on this new journey. You're making decisions. You're starting the path. You're creating a path. You're not doing a path. You're questioning the path. Okay, and you're learning about the path. We have the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Eight of Pentacles upright is really paying attention to the details. There is going to be a lot of lack of focus for you. Remember, I told you all the things to help you focus. You want to really try to hone in. You're going to feel very scattered. Just be aware of a lot of lack of focus for the year of 2026, but it's because you're moving fast and you're just going to have to slow down. We have the lovers, and the lovers represents Gemini. Just be clear in your communication. There's a lot of connections. You're going to have a lot of options. You want to focus on staying with people who you have the same values. You guys are aligned with the same values. Okay. This is a major arcana. Be yourself. Be your true, authentic self. Be aware of the lack of focus. Study and hone in on the craft. You're going to find your true calling in the year of 2026. That is exciting. Okay. All right. So now let's do Cancers. We're going to do you. Before we do you, I'm going to close this window. Hold on one second.
Cancer sun, I feel what you don't say. Scorpio moon, I see through the gray. I'm tuned to your soul, I read the unseen.
If you guys didn't know, that song is my theme song, and I am a Cancer sun. And now we are doing Cancer. So I am here with you guys. Okay. So all of my Cancer placements, welcome. We had Jupiter in the first house. If you're rising, if you're not, it was by your sun and your moon sign. Very positive abundance. Probably was bringing a little bit too much. But this year in 2026, we have emotional maturity. We have some financial growth. There could be a challenge with over giving. Be aware of that. Also, to care without sacrifice. Now, this year is about a mature energy, being more mature. There's going to be a lot of pressure. Yeah, maybe standing without shrinking kind of energy, personal needs, and extended external demands. Now, Neptune in Aries is going, while it's in Aries, is squaring Cancer energy. And these are cardinal signs. These are things that are new and trying something for the first time, starting up something. There's going to be a lot of delays and challenges that you feel like, oh, I can't keep moving. And you're talking about with your identity or emotional pressure, or maybe with your career or personal life. A lot of confusion too with that Neptune energy out of here. The Saturn just brings the delays, and it's in regards to who you are and yourself. You could be feeling misunderstood. Maybe you feel like you're being pulled in so many directions. There could be emotions here because you are dealing with the Cancer, questioning something maybe from the past as well, regarding your business and your reputation. There will be a challenge this year. Now, Saturn stays in this house for about 2.5 years. So You'll be fine after the few years. Neptune stays here a little bit longer. So, a lot of loss in the sauce and confusion when it comes to your career. Now, you want to structure, you want to have some self respect, you want to have some clear goals, you want to define some boundaries when it comes to your career. That's really good. Now, also, too, during water sign and season, so Pisces season, and when it is Scorpio season, these are things that are very positive for you. So, like, Mercury will be retrograding in Scorpio this year. This is not going to be as bad for you because it's going to be trining your rising sign or your sun sign or your moon sign. So this is very positive. You will be intuitively feeling, or not feeling, but hearing things or dreams or something. So that will work for you. So just be aware that when it's Pisces season, there's some emotional healing, there's spiritual clarity. You're very intuitive, you're very creative. There's rest, there's reflection, there's renewal. In Scorpio season, it's going to make you feel like you're understood. You're going to be getting some therapy. Maybe there is a rebirth of something. You're going to trust things. You're going to have faith. Yeah, very intuitive energy when you have those seasons. Okay. So be aware of that. Emotional power, a lot of confidence, a lot of passion, a lot of create intensity as well. Yeah, even like emotions and getting not just healing. I was going to say healing therapy, things that are very taboo, or even like a tarot reading that's very great and it's like a game changer. So those are the positive seasons for you every year, and I want you to focus on those seasons and preparing and doing all the hard work you can, especially when Mars hits Scorpio or Mars hits Pisces. Just be aware of how that affects you personally and how it really works for you, especially when it comes to traveling or when it comes to being creative and having fun or your self-expression. All those will enhance you and your identity. When it comes to 2026, that Saturn and Neptune, there is this energy of your career and work that has to do a lot of changing. So be aware of that. Also, too, let me see what else we have. Venus is going to retrograde in Scorpio. That would even be positive for you, not positive for a lot. Redoing, reflecting, but it's going to be some deep emotional healing, some maybe a relationship renewal, because we'll be in that fifth house, short a romance. Maybe you're rekindling that, reclaiming some emotional power, or revisiting maybe a creative passion project of some sort. And again, I told you about Mercury and some insight happening when that retrogrades and it's revisiting some plans there for you. Be aware of that. Now, Venus will retrograde in Libra, and it'll enter that fourth house of home. So aesthetics at home when Venus is retrograding. Don't If you're remodeling the house during while Venus is retrograding, I wouldn't do it around that time. Just take a pause and let it go. Yeah, but a lot of positivity when the planets retrograde in Scorpio for you. Yeah, so be aware of that. Now, what I do want you to understand is that Mercury is going to retrograde. I don't know if I have it on here. Let me see. Mercury will be retrograding in Cancer June 29th. And again, that is like repeating, redoing a lot of contracts of the self, maybe even traveling by yourself. Be aware of that. It's not going to be the best time, but you have to slow down. You got to reflect. You got to remind. You got to redo. Maybe even someone's playing a prank on you. Jupiter will be entering that second house of finances, abundance with money this year. So that is really great. A lot of abundance when it comes to your income, your confidence, or maybe even your self-worth and what you value yourself. But be aware of overgiving, overspending, emotional burnout, taking too much responsibilities. Be aware of those things. Let me see what else do I have. Anytime there is a retrograde, though, it is a time for reprocessing, rewriting, redoing. All of the REs are remembering. Cancers, you love to remember, okay? So just remember that 2026 challenges Cancer to protect their heart with boundaries with no walls, especially when it comes to your career. You could have a lot of delays in career, a lot of limitations when it comes to career. Yeah, just know that. But once you learn the lesson when it comes to your career and your long-term goals, it will work out really good, especially if this is hitting your MC. But some people have MCs here, MCs here. So if you have MC here, there will be some challenges. Now, that Neptune here is going to cause the fog, but you want to be very spiritual and intuitive when you're dealing with your career. Okay, go to the divine order. Now, Cancers. Again, ooh, new opportunities in finances. This is the year of money for you. We have the Ace of Pentacles for the Cancers, okay? We have the Four of Wands, a lot of stability, a lot of structure, a lot of grounded energy. And I'm thinking it's going to be when it comes to work. But this is also, there could be a wedding happening for you this year, marriage, family, gatherings. This also could be a reunion, stability, harmony, celebration for you too. And then, ooh, positive reading for the tarot. We have the Sun card. This could be really positive when it is Cancer season for you, but also too there is some type of the Sun represents fertility and happiness and success. A lot of sunshine, a lot of truth, a lot of dealings of the Father, ultimate happiness, joy, success. Yeah, I think this is going to be a very happy time for you because you do have those retrogrades happening for a lot of people, and it may not be the best, but they'll be the best for you. I do want you to understand that there will be some challenges when it comes to work, but I think that in the long run, it looks like it's going to be very successful. Okay. So do the hard work now so you can reap the benefits later. Now, anytime you're dealing with Saturn, it makes me think of Capricorn season itself. So I like to use this as an example. So let's say you start off with a new year and you start in January and you do all the work, you save your money, you follow the rules, you're patient, you read the fine print, and yeah, you put in the work and you're disciplined. That's the word, you're disciplined, right? And then when it hits Capricorn season, you're able to enjoy the fruits of your labor. You're able to work, you're able to spend your money, you're able to celebrate Christmas, and you won't be out in the cold. Now, if you don't follow the rules of Saturn when it comes to your career, because it's in the house of career, then you won't be happy. You will feel left out in the cold during Capricorn season, right? So that is what I'm using that as an example. It won't happen to you literally during Capricorn season, but when Saturn is leaving his house, you want to know the lessons. You want to have good karma. So you want to be diligent in the field of work and career. Okay. When it comes to your reputation, you want to be a woman or a man of your word. You want to follow the rules. You want to be patient and you want to do the hard work. There's nothing that's going to come easy when it comes to your career this year. All right. I will see you guys next time. Bye. Okay, Leos. Let's see what we have for you in 2026. Who's excited? I am excited. Leos, because in 2026, this is great for you guys, right? Leo, this planet here will be turning into your first house. Oh my gosh, there's going to be like everyone looking at you, a lot of creativity, a lot of leadership. You are literally like walking around like the sun, okay? Could be some ego energy that needs some checking. You could be a little bit like everyone look at me, a little bit showboaty. There could be some power struggles happening this year, but everyone will be looking at you, okay? But you want to lead with your heart. You don't want to be dominating. You don't want to have conflicts. You don't want to be too aggressive. 2026 is going to be defining the identity of the Leo in you, okay? There's visibility, there's confidence, there's expansion. You're becoming who you really are, who you want to be. So this is a year of confidence. This is a year of visibility. This is a year of optimism, of growth, of faith, of abundance for you. Yeah, you're going to be more seen, more confident. Just be aware that this is positive. Now, we do have the South Node entering Leo, and the South Node, there's eclipse happening in that sign. So be aware that there's a lot of releasing and of yourself, releasing of old version of yourself, letting go of the validation, stop performing for approval, shed some old identity, things that are very outdated. Like if you used to be with this friend or you used to be connected with this partner, or you're known for this or known for the color pink, like you're releasing that. And I'm just throwing pink out there because I have on pink. But Pluto is in opposition, and there is also going to be an eclipse in Aquarius this year, and it's going to be in that seventh house. So and that Pluto in that seventh house is a change in intensity in relationships. Okay. Power dynamics could be resurfacing. Truth about partnerships or a business partner, or your aesthetics is going to be happening. Certain relationships could be ending. Maybe you're trying something new when it comes to a look. New karmic connections could be entering your life. This is also to the house of law. So be aware of that. And this is also the house of law. So a lot of things dealing with law, not just law, court, judgment, also could be happening to you in 2026. On as February 17th is when we have the eclipse happening in the seventh house. So early within this year, you're already going to be feeling the energy of your relationships and who are you aligning yourself with, or what is your harmony, your balance, your aesthetics and creativity. Again, also something dealing with court. Now, August 12th is going to be happening in your first house. This is a personal rebirth. This is a identity reset. This is a new chapter of how you present yourself, how you come across to people. Also, too, it could be a confidence booster happening for you. Neptune and Saturn are going to be supporting the eclipse, is going to be supporting you while they are in this house, in that ninth house of traveling, of higher learning, of philosophies, of expanding your world, of publishing and being on a stage. A lot of dream responsibility, leading with compassion, building something meaningful over time. A lot of spiritual confidence, purpose driven leadership, a lot of mature creativity. Now, Leo is going to, if you're doing a personal brand, positive for 2026. If you're trying to step into a leadership role, positive for you. A creative project, huge creative project, positive for you. If you're trying to be visible in any way, this is the year of doing it. Great for teaching, great for traveling this year, great for performing this year. Purpose-led work, great for you. Again, there are going to be issues with the ego. There's going to be power struggles. There's going to be over identifying with some roles that you are used to. Difficulty in letting go of the past could be a big thing. Waiting for validation as well. Okay, so very positive when it comes to a lot of things, especially when it comes to traveling and higher learning. You could be going to work. This year is going to be the year of, we have the Three of Swords here. There's going to be some heartbreak. This also, too, Jupiter in Leo rules the heart. So this could be something even like a lot of heart pains physically, or like heart surgery. But there could be some trauma or loss, or maybe some broken hearts happening for you in 2026. Don't worry about it. Uh, my original tarot card has a Sankofa in this card, and it makes me think of, just if you know your history, you won't repeat it in your future and your present time. So be aware of that. This could be something that is just repeating itself. Again, we have the Ten of Cups, abundance when it comes to family, an inheritance of some sort, but happiness, divine love, blissful relationships, harmony, alignment, love and support, fulfillment, emotional stability, and domestic joy. So the heartbreak happens because we do have eclipse energy happening, the south node of releasing something, but you still have this alignment of love and abundance. So be aware of that. There's going to be a difficult decision for you in 2026. We have the Two of Swords. You're weighing out options. You're doubting yourself. There's some hidden information, maybe some confusion. You got one foot in, one foot out, especially with that ninth house. That Neptune in the ninth house could make you a little confused on identity of self when it comes to traveling, when it comes to expanding your world. Be aware of that. Now we have the Five of Swords in reverse. This is great because you don't want it in the upright, but there is a fight, and the fight is going to be fair. This could be happening with that seventh house. It could be something dealing with court, or it could be dealing with something with a partnership. But there's some past resentment. There's some regret, some remorse, but you're going to make amends. So whatever fight you had in the past is going to get better for the future. All right. Yes. So that is what we have for you guys. I will see you guys next time. Bye. Okay, Virgos, let's see what we have for you. Okay, let me pull you guys up and see. Okay, this is going to be the year, Virgos, of healing, research, and strategy. Negativities, there could be control issues here, okay, because we have placements in the eighth house. This is going to be the year to trust the process. Perfection isn't the goal. Also, this is a re-identifying year for yourself and relationships. A lot of changes when it comes to things that are very secretive or mysterious, or money that you owe, or debt, or taxes. Big themes of that for you in 2026. Also, also there is a change and so a lot of surprises and thinking outside of the box when it comes to your career. Okay. Now we do have an eclipse happening March 3rd, and it's going to happen in that first house for you. So this is a reinvention of the self or something that's going to change. A major identity reset, letting go of old labels, a new chapter on how you show up in the world. On the 28th, there's another eclipse during that eclipse season later on in the year is going to happen in your seventh house of relationships in Pisces. There could be an ending of a relationship, a commitment of some sort, changing of harmony and balance, a shift in legal matters or justice, clarity around harmony and sacrifice with that Pisces energy, ending, releasing, forgiving a relationship of some sort that could be happening, or business partner, or dissolving of something. And when it comes to aesthetics and fashion and creativity. Now, Neptune again and Saturn, they're in that eighth house. So emotional entanglement. This could be dealing with some legal issues too, but more when it comes to finances and shared income. There could be a lot of reality checks around trust and dependency, a lot of spiritual lessons and surrendering around forgiveness. This is the house of secrets, and this is the house of not enemies, but being very mysterious. So even obsession with things, things that are very dark, and it could be okay that you are into this darkness, but there's limitations here. The government could be involved, or like an old man who's restricting you of some sort, involving here. This makes me think of like an old therapist, even like you're getting therapy from someone who's a mentor or a wise person, who's very emotionally mature, and they're very compassionate. That could be happening. But we're also too with that eighth house, therapy, major themes. But there could be some confusion in therapy at the beginning, or maybe the therapy is helping you process things to make the truth really a reality. I hope that makes sense. Now that Uranus, which I talked about earlier, a lot of shock when it comes to your career. Maybe there's a sudden career shift, a changes in public image, unexpected professional opportunities, a break from you want some freedom. And you're like, you know what? I said I was going to do this 9 to 5, but now I don't want to do that. So that could be happening. You're trying to figure out who you are when it comes to your career. Virgos, you thrive during any type of Earth season. So when it's Taurus season, when it's Capricorn season, it's your energy to be productive. It's your energy to financially have clarity. So take advantage of that every year. In 2026, the identity is going to be an issue, relationships, therapy, or something psychologically, and finances also will be a thing. And a lot of thinking out of the box when it comes to career. Let's pull some cards for you. We have the Seven of Pentacles here, and the Seven of Pentacles is like you plant what you reap what you sow. But also there's a sense of patience, and maybe there needs to be patience here because in when it comes to your career, because Uranus likes to move fast, but the results are in the profits and planning long-term investments. Yeah, just be patient this year because there's going to be a lot of movement and progression happening. Things will be moving fast. There's going to be a rapid change, and that could be in that career. But still, you want to, even though the world's moving fast, there's a lot of progress happening. Be very positive, but you want to take your time and move slow. Love this. This is the the Four of Cups. And this is someone who's contemplating and thinking and resting emotionally. Okay. This is someone who is not looking at what God is giving them to. So be aware of that. Missed opportunity, feeling unfulfilled, reevaluating some things. Now, also, too, we have the Ace of Wands. God's going to give you new opportunities and passion. And that could be happening when it comes to the eighth house of things that are like mystery, but now there's new passion here happening of some sort. It could be actually happening with the eclipse happening too, with the self and with the seventh house. New project, inspiration, a lot of passion, a lot of new opportunities for potential energy and drive. So that's what we have for the year of you for 2026, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed Virgos, and I will see you next time. Okay, Libras, let's see what we have for you. Let me pull up the chart here. Okay, Libras, it's a big year for you because, first of all, Venus is your ruling planet and it's going to retrograde this year. So be aware of that in your sign. There's going to be success maybe in some relationship clarity. There's going to be a lot of awareness on self worth. You're going to have some challenges with avoiding the truth, okay? You guys like to play fair and you like to be honest, but there's going to be something that shakes that rug up and maybe you're going to have to deal with some conflict, okay? But this is a energy of reevaluating yourself versus a relationship. This is going to be a year of honesty and truth. Venus retrogrades in Leo. You have some eclipses happening, a lot of people pleasing and partnership or harmony, and you want to avoid. You're like, I want to stay, in a balanced way, and you're trying to avoid stuff that could be happening. A lot of love obligations that could be happening too. Now, Venus retrograding in Leo is going to be a major part for you in 2026 because it's happening just on your end. This is you reevaluating relationships, reevaluating how do you have that harmony and balance and peace in your life. Is there truth? Is there honesty? Is there imbalance? God's going to wake you up with that this year. A lot of breakups, maybe with relationships. Your partner could be very selfish, one sided relationship, a lot of emotional labor imbalance. Yeah, so be aware of that. You have Neptune and Saturn entering there. So they're restricting, they're not being very clear with their intentions. Yeah, so I don't see him being positive in regards to relationships this year, because you are reevaluating your confidence in yourself and your self image, and you're probably setting some new boundaries, or there needs to be some boundaries created. It could be also dealing with some finances too. That could be a possibility because you are talking about Venus, and that Neptune there and that Saturn is going to bring some reality, a reality check. And maybe you really seeing who they are because there's a rose colored lens. You looked at them through one way, but now that Saturn's there to be like, this is what they really look like. That partner, and it doesn't have to be just relationship like far as love. It could be a friendship, a girlfriend. It could be a business partner. Yeah, even aesthetics too. Okay, avoid confrontation. I would not do that. This is a year to confront. Try not to over compromise. Don't try to seek validation because you want to be aligned with someone. It's really about being your true, authentic self. Be aware of the romancing of the partnership, because that person could just be fake, okay? An illusion, a fraud, not who they really are, okay? Let's see what else. Uranus entering Gemini. In a house of travel. So you may be into really traveling, or your belief system and education, teaching, publishing, worldwide energy. Expect some surprises. Somebody may say all of a sudden they want to travel. This was going to be working really good, especially when Venus is retrograding. But yeah, this works really good with you, Uranus in Gemini, because it's trining. So ninth house, higher learning, joining a school, thinking outside of the box when it comes to philosophies and maybe even religion. Very positive. On the other side, you have Pluto in Aquarius. Very positive for you too. It's you being creative, having passion, you being your authentic self. Even could be a quick romance, and there's someone who's very intense happening there. But there is visibility here for you. It's very positive for you when it comes to 2026, but not positive in a relationship part. This is a year of really focusing on the self, okay? It's an air trine, air for the first house. You have it's positive. Positive. Okay. It's like you don't even have to do any work, but you will have an issue when it comes to relationships or your harmony or balancing that one-sided of not balancing one-sided, you trying to not sacrifice everything for someone else to be happy. Okay, let's see what we have for you. We have the 10 of Pentacles. Oh, this is finances and money. A lot of money come your way with that Venus retrograding that first house. That could be happening. But this is someone who is living a legacy. There is some inheritance or financial security happening for you in 2026. We have the Knight of Wands. This is someone who's being passionate, strong, aggressive, okay? Not afraid of conflict. You're being very courageous. You have an energy. You can be very charming, but there's passion in this charm, okay? In 2026, we have the Page of Swords. This was someone who's learning to speak up. This is someone who's learning to tell the truth. This is one who's learning to communicate. You're going to be very curious. You're going to be very chatty. You're going to probably be the one giving the message, or you might be receiving a lot of messages with that ninth house placement. And lastly, we have the Fool. This is a major arcana. There is going to be a new journey happening for you, probably when we have these eclipses happening in your first house. But the Fool is new beginnings. There's originality. You need to pack light. Don't bring your emotional baggage. God's sending you on something new. Also, too, this is having faith and trusting in God this year in 2026. That when you start something new, everything's going to work out. All right. And this is you by yourself starting something new, not you and someone else. All right. I will see you guys next time. Bye. Okay, Scorpios. Let's see what we have for you in 2026. Welcome, all Scorpios. I am a Scorpio moon, and look at that. As it's there, the Scorpio moon is there. So I'm here for this reading too, okay? 2026 is emotional liberation for us and you, okay? Power reclaiming energy, like claiming your power. Be aware of any obsession or someone being obsessed with you or someone trying to control you or you trying to control others. Release what owns you is what I would say to do in 2026. Deep reconstruction year or restructuring yourself, your identity, your body, your direction, your relationships. A major change in themes in health, major change in themes in work. A lot of energy focusing on surprise healing when it comes to psychology and emotional intelligence. Mystery things popping up. And this is like, oh, that was dark, but maybe this is out of the box and maybe this works for me. Now, we do have Venus retrograding in Scorpio. That happens October 3rd of 2026. That's going to be in your first house. Reassessing your self-worth, changing your appearance, your confidence, how you attract others. If you're doing this with your sun and your moon, there is going to be a highlight in relationships and inner harmony and balance, or aesthetics and beauty, or a new friend. And it's going to be very intense. So just be aware of that. Mercury is also going to retrograde in Scorpio. So there's a lot of intense conversations, changes in your appearance, revisiting an old relationship, desire to redefine what and who you value. Pull back. Take your time. Very emotional energy, Scorpio energy this year in 2026 could be very intense. Just get some therapy. Take your time, write it down before maybe you speak. And then when that Mercury retrogrades, a lot of intense self reflection, a lot of revisiting old decisions. Therapy. Whether that is actually going to a therapist or doing a lot of emotional healing within itself. But this is not a surface energy. This is very deep energy. So be aware of that. We do have a solar eclipse happening in the sign Aquarius. That's in the house of house. So you could be changing your house, getting a new house, changing your living situation. Family dynamics could be changing. There's intensity when it comes to your history, your past, something in the past, something even dealing with the mother figure. Also, too, you have the total solar eclipse, August 12th. That is happening in the sign Leo when it comes to your career. There could be a change and shift with your career or your public identity. Be aware of that. Now, the nodes are going to be in these houses, and they are going to be squaring that first house and squaring your seventh house. So things that you're supposed to be achieving to in your future when it comes to the home in your past. I know this future in the past, but really bringing the past on to your future and being aware of that. It's going to challenge yourself, your identity with yourself, and issues with your relationship. Especially when you have these eclipses happening, the north and south node, this will be moving here, this will be moving here, and there's going to be some karmic things happening for you in regards to your work and your home, and it's going to be affecting yourself in relationships. So be aware of that. Emotional security, authentically belonging, inner stability is what you most likely should be moving forward to. Be aware of that. Uranus in that eighth house. Less chaos when it comes to partnerships. because it wasn't a partnership. And now it's moving into some financial changes and shifts in shared resources and new approach on how you are going to pay that debt, pay that loan, our investments, our intimacy. A lot of psychological breakthroughs and emotional intelligence also too is what you get here. Now we have these planets happening in the sixth house. I'm not a fan of the sixth house because you are dealing with health, physical health, mental health, daily routines. Even if you have pets of some sort, there's some seriousness energy or some negative thoughts happening here, pessimism. But there is a lesson happening when it comes to your health. So this is someone who needs to be accountable. They need to work out. They need to be disciplined for sure, even if you have pets. Also, too, a lot of rest and healing when it comes to the physical body or being compassionate about yourself. Even coworkers. This is a house of coworkers. So big themes happening there, and you are having a transformation and a lot of intensity at home with that Pluto in Aquarius. So emotional maturity, psychological insight, rebuilding foundations, healing the body and the mind mentally, creating a life that supports your true self. You might have issues with your identity. You might have you feel like you're being pulled in multiple ways here and here because you have these karmic and releasing and gaining things happening, squaring those things. You could be feeling burnout. You could be feeling like you're losing control. I would prioritize your health this year. All my Scorpio placements. Yeah, and choose stability over power struggles and release what drains you. We have the Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups looks like there's going to be a lot of options, but it's going to be causing a lot of fogginess. You usually want one option. When you have multiple options, it makes you a little confused. There's a lot of choices. There's cloudy judgment. There's many options, but there's also illusions. There's wishful thinking here. You're searching for a purpose. You're in disarray. Be aware of that. Oh, we have this the Wheel of Fortune here. The Wheel of Fortune is good luck, right? So there's a lot of good luck happening for you. You do have Jupiter entering that 10th house of career. So there is abundance when it comes to career. But life is going to be about ups and downs. So this year, when you're up, just know you're going to go down. And when you're down, you're going to go up. That's life. Just know that this year is going to bring ups and downs. But there is karma. This is the year of karma. So what you put out is what you should achieve. There's going to be a lot of unexpected events for you. We have the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups is a card of grief and loss. We do have some eclipse happening again in that 10th house and that 4th house for you. So there could be a loss or regret of something, sadness of some sort, and discontentment. I'm going to pull a card on what you can do with that, my Scorpios. We have the Page of Cups. So when you are dealing with grief this year, when you're dealing with loss, when you're feeling unhappy, when you're feeling like you're regretting something or failing at something, I want you to go to the inner child. I want you to pray. I want you to be curious about things, ask questions. I want you to think about the endless possibility. This is someone who is tapping into their spiritual side. They're using their intuition. They're talking to God. They're talking to other people and learning about spirituality. This is going to be the year for you to tap into something deeper than just tangible items, but love and compassion and religion and spirituality and solitude. So use that energy. Scorpios, every year 2026, when it's water season, it's great for you. So when it is Cancer season, a lot of planets are in line with you and yourself. When it's Pisces season, a lot of planets are aligned with you and yourself. So tap into the water energy of 2026, call it a blessing. And yeah, so take advantage of those. All right, I will see you guys next time. Bye. All right, Sagittarius, let's get started. I'm a Sagittarius rising. My Scorpio moon doesn't really like to tell anyone that, but we'll keep it to ourselves. Okay, Sagittarius. We have expansion, a lot of learning, a lot of traveling happening. Of course, Sagittarius rising is what we expect even more, because Jupiter is going to move in that 4th house, in that 9th house. So a lot of travel for you guys. There's going to be directional growth happening for you, and you need to have purpose before you have freedom. Okay. This is a year of reorientation. your beliefs, your relationships, creativity, all that is going to be changing and knowing your truth. Jupiter in that ninth house is expansion, very positive when it comes to education and teaching and higher learning and travel opportunities. This is a house of publishing, speaking, thought. This is a house of your YouTube career expanding, your podcast expanding. If you are a writer, this might be the year that you will get the book published. You're going to be feeling more confident. People will respond positively to your presence. Now, Uranus is entering that seventh house. This is not just about you, but also your partner or your relationship or your business partner. They could be wanting their freedom. They could be sudden changes in relationship. Maybe this is an unconventional partner. The way you guys are doing things may change. There could be a breakthrough or a breakup. This is a shift on how the partner considers commitment. Maybe you could desire freedom from your partner. That could be a possibility. This is also could be the energy that your partner could be very intellectual and is moving fast and very impatient. Okay. And it may not be a breakup, but there is a high intellectual energy and they are debating more than ever and speaking more than ever. If the person wasn't communicating at first, they are communicating now. That is also the energy. My notes just shifted. Hold on one second. Let me go back to everything. Let's see. Hold up. Let me see what else, because I'm a Sagittarius rising. I look at this all the time. For myself, another thing that's happening is you have a lot of placements happening in that fifth house, and the fifth house is a house of creativity, it's a house of children, it's a house of short romances, it's a house of self-expression, pleasure, and yeah, like you are knitting and you're being serious about knitting, whatever the hobby is, but you're serious in love, your commitment over casual romance, there's discipline over a creative project. That Neptune energy involved in his fifth house is very romantic, it's very giving. When you're in a short romance, you could be looking at it in a rose colored lens. Maybe there's creativity in a spiritual aspect. You're turning your passion into something real. You're stopping the chase of this fantasy when it comes to your children. Maybe you are setting boundaries when it comes to your children. Now, the lunar nodes, the north node and the south node, will be entering that third house and that ninth house. So you do have Jupiter there, but you're still releasing something at the same time. There's clear communication, there's curiosity, there's learning new perspectives, you're writing, you're teaching, you're speaking. A lot of community dialogue will be happening in the year 2026 and releasing a belief of some sort, a philosophy, the energy of I already know that. That's going to be releasing. Preaching instead of listening, releasing that energy, over identifying with a certain philosophy, that will be releasing. The idea of going to this world or this country, a releasing of over traveling, if you are someone who over travels. Now, teaching and mentoring, very positive for you. Speaking, publishing, very positive for you. Creative projects and with some kind of structure, very positive. Traveling with a purpose, of releasing and forgiving, very positive for you. Relationships that allow you to have freedom and growth, very positive for you. Being flexible in relationships and when it comes to court and law, there could be something shocking and some surprise events happening for you. Also, too, you want to think outside of the box when it comes to aesthetics as well. Relationship instability could be happening, clashing beliefs with a partner. Idealizing a romantic partner and it's not grounded, that could be happening. Resistance to adapting a viewpoint, wanting freedom without responsibility. This is a great time to stay curious. This is a great time to letting that relationship revolve, though. Now, parents, because I am a parent, and with these placements, you are talking about children, okay? Saturn's going to bring responsibility. It's going to bring accountability, maturity, and boundaries. It's dealing in Aries, so this is the kid who is the bold, the brave, the first, the leader, the independent, right? Now, that fifth house, we also have Saturn. I mean, not just Saturn. Saturn is a very negative planet, but do know that your children will be learning lessons. You might be setting some boundaries. You may be taking parenting very seriously. worrying about doing things right, fear of making mistakes with the children, feeling pressure to protect and control the outcomes. Nothing is perfect. Do know that. Um, Try not to be overprotective. Try not to be a guilt driven parent. Try not to be negative around your kids. Don't come with this fear based energy, pessimism with your children. Be aware of that. That Neptune there makes you very sensitive, makes you very empathetic, makes you very intuitive. You can feel what your child is doing or saying without you even talking to your child. You're going to be emotionally attuned to the child. Worry through imagination also could be a thing. Another thing that's very fear based. I want you to be aware of that, but I don't want you to project your fears on your children with this energy. Try not to lose the boundary. Just work out of compassion and love. Always work with spiritual aspect when it comes to your children with this placement. Confusing intuition with anxiety also could be happening. Anxiety and intuition is never fear based, it's always love. So work on the energy of love and protect without being controlling too, and love without losing clarity, and hold boundaries with some emotional distance if possible, if that is even possible. Okay. But this may be a year of protecting your joy when it comes to your children. Also to having fun like a child as well, and being serious on actually taking some time out and being a kid yourself is what you get. Let's pull some some cards here for all of my Sagittarius risings. We have the Two of Cups here. This is issues with the relationship. There could be some breakups or maybe some bad communication or some division. Let me pull a card for this Two of Cups when it comes to relationship. Release the fear of having a negative relationship. We have the moon in reverse. I like the moon in reverse, right? Because the moon in upright is like darkness, but now there's some light. You want to release the fear of this. You want to have any secrets you want to be revealed, or it will be revealed. The truth will be exposed when this relationship, or if this relationship is causing some issues, and there will be clarity and understanding for you in regards to relationships of 2026. We have the Devil card, and the Devil card is obsession, attachments and addiction, abusive, toxic behavior. So I want you to be aware of that. I don't know where we saw that. I do know we have an eclipse, I think, in Pisces this year. Let me see. Um, some Pisces. Yeah. 20 August 28th, 2026 in Pisces. That could be trining you, but there needs to be some releasing of some attachments, some materialism. Maybe stop spending. Let me pull a card on this Devil card and see what we have. Oh, justice. Maybe there'll be some fairness when it like a cause and effect. Again, the truth should be revealed with some toxic energy. So let's be aware of that. We have the King of Cups happening for you this year. This is great. This is emotional maturity. This is getting therapy. There's compassion and love. There's devotion. There's balance. There's you using your intuition, you being very supportive, you being an empath, or even having that energy around you. We have the Empress card. The Empress card always represents fertility, but it also represents caring for yourself, self love, abundance, nurturing, Mother Earth, going outside, divine feminine energy, which is you receiving things, not you giving things. Again, pregnancy and beauty, aesthetics across the board happening for you. And you could be thinking outside of the box when it comes to aesthetics. All right. That is what we have for you. I hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you next time. Bye. Okay, Capricorns, let's see what we have for you in your reading. Okay. We're redefining a lot of things when it comes to your past. There is going to be redefining your legacy and authority, letting go of outdated roles. My advice is that you don't carry anything heavy anymore, not physically, because there's going to be a system upgrade happening for you. Your work, finances, home, and long term security, all is going to make a change, especially you got Pluto in the second house. There's intensity with finances already. Now, Uranus enters your sixth house. This is a house of work. This is a house of health. This is work routines, your coworkers, daily routines, your job roles, healthy habits, how you manage your energy, even pets. There's something unexpected. There's a new method of doing things. There's a shift in employment. There's breaking free from the rigid routine. You're going to be a little burnout. You could be moving fast at work. You could be a lot of nervous, anxiety energy here. A lot of communication when it comes to work, gossip sometimes with communication. Even work, even being updated. So like AI, your daily routines is using more like a machine of some sort, like a robot at home. All that is going to change within 2026. Jupiter is going to enter Leo for you. This is abundance in getting therapy, having emotional growth. Also, you could be getting an inheritance of some sort, shared resources, income, financial growth through shared resources, maybe an investment or a settlement could be happening. This is emotional healing. This is some psychological breakthroughs. Trusting and intimacy growth, a lot of intimacy here, and having a great amount of it in abundance and it on stage. If you're a porn star of some sort, this is a positive placement for you. Now, Saturn and Neptune, they are in that fourth house. There's going to be delays if you're trying to buy property, slower progress and moves and renovation. If you're changing any type of family dynamic, something with your mom, there's limitation and delays there. Emotional responsibilities around the home matters. Not a great year for buying a home. Not a great year for changing up the home. Just be aware of that. That Neptune there is going to bring the illusions of something, the secrets of something. Things are not quite what it seems. Be aware of that. This is dealing with your past. This is dealing with yourself because you are dealing with Aries. This is also something new and beginning and you being independent when it comes to real estate as well. Saturn is the doomsday, but Saturn also next to Neptune at the beginning of 2026 is going to bring your dreams into reality. This could be positive or negative. Make your dreams positive, okay? Write down only happy thoughts and keep saying them over and over, and then it would turn into the mental. So be aware of that. But when Saturn starts to separate, there could be some illusions here. But when Neptune retrogrades, the illusions will not be illusions anymore. There will be clarity. Now, you do have Pluto in that second house of self worth. There's intensity when it comes to your money. There's transformation when it comes to your money, self worth. For me, when Pluto was in this second house here, I had a lot of changes when it comes to finances. I went from being poor to being rich, from being rich to being poor. Okay. And so just be ready for power shifts around income and letting go of anything tangible. A lot of intensity. Maybe even you need therapy when it comes to what you deem valuable or what you deem worthy. I know I've learned with this placement that I find that my children and my family and my home and my husband are more valuable than anything over money. So as long as I have them, I'm okay. Virgo season and Taurus season works really great for you, Capricorn risings. So take advantage financially and stability and organizing and career wise during those seasons. Let me see. Invest in long term security, let go of outdated systems. Big things when it comes to the house and your past and your home. Abundance when it comes to therapy and could be getting inheritance this year. Big change and focus on health and coworkers. Okay. 2026 is going to bring a heavy load. This is the end of whatever that heaviness is, though, because this is a 10 of wands. Too many burdens, extra responsibilities, stress and exhaustion, obligation, struggling. But you're at the end of the road. It's starting the ending. Okay. We have the Eight of Cups. This makes me always think of the eclipse, and we have eclipse in Pisces in the third house. There could be a change of you walking away when it comes to your community or something dealing with your siblings. Also, too, there is an eclipse happening in Aquarius, that is the finances. You're walking away from finances. When it comes to Virgo is dealing with traveling. You could be changing, traveling, or your philosophies of some sort. Eclipse in Leo, and Leo, where's the Jupiter? Eighth house. Yeah, you're walking away from what no longer serves you, and that could be a therapy thing. But it makes me think of the eclipse. No major arcana for you in 2026. So this year will be fine. You will survive. Nine of Cups for you, though. Nine of Cups is fulfillment, contentment, boastfulness. Look at what I got kind of energy, but a lot of recognition and pleasure and achievements. A lot of life abundance and success for you happening in this year in 2026. Very positive. All right. I will see you guys next time. Bye. Okay, Aquarius, welcome. Now you got Pluto in that first house, so you already got a lot of intensity happening for you. But 2026 is about your life purpose. It's about your influence. There could be a lot of emotional detachment happening. You want to stay human while the world is changing, kind of energy. Again, a rebirth for you because we have that Pluto in the first house. So it's always about you while Pluto's in the first house. A lot of intensity. Let me actually change the chart to you. Sorry. Here's the Pluto in the first house. Identity, physical presence, confidence, personal power, how others perceive you while you're in there. You can be more serious, more intense, less tolerant to anything superficial. If you had any like fake implants, Botox, and all that stuff, this is someone who's like, I want to be authentic. I want to be real, kind of energy. Now that Saturn, all these planets, Saturn and Neptune, are going to enter that third house. So there's major themes when it comes to communication, your siblings, your day-to-day travel, when it comes to writing a book, the details of things, also your siblings. Discipline in thinking, responsibility with words with that Saturn, serious conversations, boundaries in communication, commitment in learning or teaching. Teaching and learning when it comes to early development, something, not higher development. Now, Neptune, and when I say that, it's like the ABCs of anything that you want to learn, the basics of. Now, Neptune's also in there. And Neptune is the third house is about communication. And now there's intuitive communication, there's creative communication, there's spiritual and symbolic language. This is someone who's very sensitive to the dreams, but they can communicate the dreams, heightened sensitivity to tone and words. Not only are they saying it, but you can feel what they're saying even stronger. Great placement for Neptune. Now, because you're in Aquarius rising, you want to speak with intention, avoid mixed messages, ground your ideas. When teaching, learning, speaking, texting, social media, Uranus is in that fifth house. A lot of expected, unexpected when it comes to creativity, romance, pleasure, self expression, even your children. Your children are going to be doing some odd and bizarre stuff if you have children. New ways of expressing joy, creative risk could be paying off for you. February 17th, we do have an eclipse in the sign Aquarius. So there could be an identity reset, new personal chapter, major life decision, ending an old version of yourself, stepping into visibility as well. This is who you are now, will be the major theme of that eclipse for you. Now, we do have the North Node coming in eclipse and the South Node happening in Aquarius and the South Node happening in Leo. A lot of releasing of the energy of partnership and focusing on the self for you. Being your authentic self is what we have for the 2026 year of an Aquarius, okay? Being independent, being self defined, leadership through individuality. You're going to be releasing the ego of the relationship and the attachment of the relationship, or performing for the partner, or having this imbalance in love, or needing approval from the other. That could be the therapist, the mechanic, or even like beauty over just being your true authentic self. So be aware of that. Major themes for that for you this year. Jupiter will be entering Leo, and when Jupiter enters Leo, in that seventh house, a lot of growth in relationship, a lot of new partnerships, a lot of commitment, a lot of supportive allies, a lot of publishing or big world things when it comes to your world and aesthetics. You could be over idealizing a partner though, so be aware of that. And power imbalances, all that's going to happen in 2026. A lot of focus on you and a lot of releasing of the partner, but a huge abundance of luck happening when you release that energy. So it's really good. It's about you choosing yourself. Not necessarily being selfish, because that Aquarius is not selfish, it's for the people, but really focusing on yourself and your pride and releasing that pride of the relationship. Okay. Let's pull some cards for you guys. We have the King of Pentacles. Finances are going to be very great for you. And this is good because if you see here, these two planets left the second house. So this is all about finances for you and money. You being very practical, you being a good practical leader, you being starting a business and thinking about security and thinking long term, being reliable. Also, too, we have the Hierophant. The Hierophant is a teacher and the key of knowledge here. This is someone who likes to stick to traditions too. Higher knowledge, teacher, belief system, religious, and traditions. Conforming and sticking to the beliefs of tradition. So I'm trying to see. It just looks more positive when you stick to traditions and your beliefs, and yeah, and being practical. A lot of earth energy, even though you're an air sign. So it's a lot of energy of being practical. We also have the Ace of Swords. New ideas, new clarity coming your way in 2026. A lot of breakthroughs, new insights, new ideas. The vision is going to be clearer for you. A lot of success when it comes to words and the power of words, especially with that Gemini, with Uranus in that fifth house. And then lastly, we have the star card in reverse. This is a card of Aquarius. So this is very interesting. Um, Aquarius energy is going to feel off for you because you have this eclipse happening and you have the North Node happening in Aquarius. So be aware of that. I want you to be honest. I want you not to live in despair. I want you to not lose hope. Let me actually go to the eclipse here for you. The eclipse happening February 17th. And it's going to be next to the North Node of future. Okay, so the eclipse happening, there's something new happening of releasing and forgiving happening in Aquarius. Balkan is like it's like intense surrendering kind of energy. Mars is there in aggression. So this Aquarius eclipse, you could be feeling it because it's February already. And it's going to make you feel like you have lack of faith. Okay, and let me pull up a card for you. Let me remove this chart. I don't want to remove everything. When there's lack of clarity, okay, so you're going to be on a stage. Everyone's going to be looking at you. Look at me, look at me. And then you're going to be feeling like you don't deserve this reward, this stage. I pulled the Six of Wands. So I want you to understand that you need to have pride. You need to have confidence in yourself, because everyone's going to be rewarding you. And for some reason, you feel like there is no hope or despair, and it's rewarding. Like, why is everyone looking at me? This is not what I deserve. You earned it, first of all. Let me pull another card. And you need to have the confidence. 2026 is about having confidence. You guys are not going to be feeling confident for some reason. I don't know what that's about. So when you are being rewarded, when everyone's like, yay, look at you, Aquarius rising or Aquarius sun moon, you need to not be negative, not thinking like you're not balanced in who you are. You need to have the confidence. Okay. All right. I will see you guys next time. Bye. Okay, lastly, the save the best for last. We have the Pisces, okay? Pisces, this year is about spiritual grounding, creativity, challenge, Pisces, always addiction, escapism. Be aware of that. Turn your dreams into a system. This is 2026 is a threshold year for you guys. You're moving out of the intense identity because you had all these planets in Pisces, and now you're more focused on stability, what you value, your security, and self trust. What do I want to build and sustain? You're going to be focused more on grounding energy. Now, Mercury is going to retrograde in Pisces February 25th. It's going to enter that first house. People are going to be telling secrets about you or gossiping about you or lost in the sauce, confused about you, not listening to you. Be aware of that. It could be mental fog, but it's a great time for journaling, therapy, creative writing, praying, talking to God, revisiting some personal goals. Is not a good time for any addictive behavior. Be aware of that. And resting the nervous system. Don't rush decisions about anything. Don't sign anything. During that Mercury retrograde, I wouldn't sign anything if I was a Pisces rising, okay? Because a lot of illusions. Beware of the fantasy of things too. Now Saturn and Neptune has left that house. Yay! But now it's in a house of money. So there's serious energy about money and finances and your self-worth and what you value and stability and resources, financial responsibility. This is going to be a year of budgeting, learning a lesson about your materialism. So be aware of that. Neptune is very intuitive there. It's very creative. It's redefining what wealth means. Also could bring a little insecurity and lack, but it's okay. You need to accept and love and focus more on the compassion of what you value. Uranus enters in that fourth house. A lot of surprises and changes in your living situation, but also two surprises in getting a new living situation or living somewhere that's like, this is different, this is unique, or this is bizarre, unexpected family developments, new ways of creating safety. You may look at this like as a move, or maybe you're redefining what you consider home. Family patterns could be changing. Jupiter is going to enter that sixth house. And the sixth house is dealing with work routines and daily routines and your health. You are going to be more productive than ever. And there's clarity here. Organizing things mentally is very positive. Try not to overwork. Don't overcommit at work. Don't get too many pets, or even getting love when it comes to a pet at home. Very positive and abundance for you there. Pluto is in that 12th house. This is a lot of intensity when it comes to your subconscious or hidden fears. Getting therapy and releasing a lot of things that you need to forgive and say sorry for. Are you obsessed with someone secretly? This is also addiction here. So that's why I'm saying no drugs, no alcohol, no addiction. Okay. This is a year of financial grounding. This is a year of being creative when it comes to your finances, health, and routine. A lot of improvement, very positive for you in 2026. A lot of emotional healing, inner clarity, and building a sense of safety. Be aware of any financial anxiety, undervaluing yourself and your worth, emotional spending. Be aware of those things, okay? Let's see what we have for you. We have the Knight of Cups. Ooh, this is a new lover coming your way, maybe at the workplace with that Jupiter in Leo at work. Queen of Pentacles. Again, you being very serious and boss like when it comes to your money and your finances. You being not just boss like, but even teaching others how to save money. We have the Two of Pentacles. This is someone who is also balancing two jobs at the same time, juggling two things at the same time. You have choices, you have decisions, you're weighing your options. There's multiple opportunities when it comes to finances for you. Then we have the Magician in reverse. Magician upright is someone who's communicating. So there could be a lack of communication here. Also, too, this is someone who's manifesting. So work on a manifesting, because you may be out of touch. You may be having some illusions when it comes to money too. Be aware of that. Manipulation too when it comes to finances. We have the Emperor in reverse. The Emperor in upright is someone who's powerful. There's some power struggles here. Let me pull a card here. Um, yeah, and there's anxiety in 2026, and you can't sleep right because of the power struggles and restriction. Could be dealing with some finances. But I love this card, and this is the High Priestess. So we first pulled the Emperor in reverse, then we have the Nine of Swords in reverse. So financially, or when you have any kind of depression or anxiety or fear, when you are dealing like you're losing control or you have poor planning, I want you to, first of all, release, speak to God, think of the inner voice, think of love and compassion, use your intuition, think of divine, feminine, inner knowledge. Talk to God, pray. Write things down. Seek solitude and your intuitive being, and also spirituality. I just don't know another word from God. I'm trying to think of all the way to not say just God. Just you need to tap into God, and you need to tap into your spiritual belief, okay? And it needs to stem out of compassion, because once you have that compassion, it changes the dark into light, okay? Yeah, so that is what we have. 2026 is all about a lot of us, right? A lot of redefining who we are for a lot of placements, okay? And I said your best the seasons, hopefully, for all the placements and the things you need to work on and the advice. If you guys want personal readings, you can write them in a comment. I don't know what this comment means. Hello, ma'am. I'm thinking that's what that says. Hello, and that's from Priya 5. Hello, how are you doing? I hope you guys enjoyed your reading. The next video I haven't done just tarot readings on 2026. That could be a possibility. Let me know if this wasn't enough for you. But also, I haven't done January's predictions. Yeah, so we have that, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you guys for watching and joining. Bye.
Bye bye.